Here is the gear I'm taking on my brown bear hunt. So this hunt is a little bit different than a normal backpack hunt because when we're sheep hunting or whatever, we're covering a lot of country. Like I might not sleep in the same place 2 nights in a row. And we have your gear on your back and you move from spot to spot. And sometimes you do 100 miles across the mountains over the course of the hunt. So you have to be extremely ultralight. This hunt will likely hike about 5 miles to a specific high point that we've located. And it's very possible we'll spend the entire hunt camped on top of this high point, glassing the surrounding valleys and mountains. With brown bears, they move a lot. They move through areas that are just roaming, or the rut's going to be starting toward the end of May, and so they'll be looking for sows. So you typically stay in one spot and wait for them to pass by. So I'm going to go a little bit heavier. Also, when you're sitting 14 hours a day, you need to be warm. So I have a lot of warmth packed up here. I want to go through all of this gear specifically. So I'm going to just kind of go in order here. So I've got my Lathrop insulated boots. I have an insulated pad, an X-Ped. I really like this pad. I think this is the 6.5 insulation, so it's a little bit warmer than I would carry in the summertime. This is a pillow that's very good. I'm going to actually show this sometime, the pillow and pad combo. I've got down booties. I know that sounds crazy, but when you're sitting there glassing, sometimes your feet get so freaking cold. Sometimes you just might want to take a break and put on some down booties. Although these are insulated boots, so I should be pretty good. Gaiters and Yukon rain gear, top and bottom Yukon rain gear and Yukon gaiters. That is absolutely critical. Here is my tent. I got the Summit Star 1P and the poles and the pegs. I've got some mics for doing some filming. I have my ditty bags here, everything from first aid to extra archery equipment to a lot of first aid type stuff like medications, also like charging cords and all of that stuff. I have a pack cover, an extra little water bottle, a filter because we will be down in the valleys. When I'm sheep hunting, sometimes I go without the filter because when the water's coming right off the mountain, I'm not worried about it. But in the bottom, sometimes those rivers and stuff have beavers and you need to filter the water. I have my Starlink and 2 solar panels and 2 batteries. Taking extra, I probably don't need 2 solar panels and 2 batteries. But when we're going to be sitting there 14 hours a day, I think they'll get put to use. I'm taking a couple of Hogue knives. I've got the replaceable blade and the fixed blade. I've got an InReach. New one's pretty cool. It actually sends pictures. I'm excited to try that. Because, the Starlink is only going to be running like an hour a day. So total, that's about what the batteries will support. Maybe on a really sunny day, you might get a couple hours. But this is mainly just for sending some work emails. It makes a big difference for me in my job to be away if I have Starlink. It makes a huge difference. It's worth the 7 pounds it takes to carry this stuff. Also, it's nice to send updates to everybody during the hunt. So I'll be posting videos every single day as an update. Got trekking poles. I've got a Tricer tripod. Also, spotting scope, I'm taking the 66. I think that's going to be plenty for brown bear. It's not like I'm counting points or trying to get an exact circumference estimation. Also, I have the new phone scope, Mag 360, which is really good. So that I have this adapter here and the phone, so that all goes together. Then back this way, I am taking a chair. And they do make smaller ones of these, but this one swivels. And I just love where we're going to be glassing on this point we're on. We're going to be glassing like 270 degrees. So the ability to not have to adjust your chair constantly and just move your tripod and glass, I think that's going to be great. I will be glassing off a tripod on 15s the entire time. Bear hunting, brown bear hunting, believe it or not, is a game of glassing. You have to be able to glass well. There's brush. The bears move in and out of the brush. They can bed in the brush all day long, and you not see them, and they get up for a few minutes and feed and move a little bit, and you have to catch them right at that moment or you don't know they're there. So for tops here, I have the Peloton 240 hoodie, and then I have the Kenai vest. So I like that. I'm really excited about this Vital Pro because of the insulation that's targeted. Like one thing when you're dressing warm, a lot of times you feel so bulky because everything's the same thickness. That's why vests are nice, because it's just, getting your core warm, but it keeps your arms mobile. So this is the same kind of idea. It has the insulation built into certain parts, like certain parts of your arm, there's a little bit of insulation, and then your chest and belly makes you kind of look buff too, with all the insulation in the right spots. But this is cool. Also the bottoms, I have those here as well. That's the new Vital Pro. And then I do have, I don't normally wear this for shooting my bow, but when I'm bulky, sometimes if it's really cold or whatever, and I happen to be, let's say I happen to be sitting, waiting on a bear, I'm gonna be sitting there for 5 hours in the cold, I'll probably put this on if I have a lot of insulation, because I've had it happen before. I had it one time happen on a caribou where my string hit my sleeve because I was wearing too much clothing. It is not pleasant. So I bring this along, keep it with me. For gloves, I have the merino gloves, I have the guide glove, and then I have, can't remember the name of these. It's like the Pro Grommet or something like that. These are very warm. And then I do have these really lightweight insulated gloves. Wish I had the name of everything on the tip of my tongue, but those are like 6-ounce insulated gloves. I do have these waterproof socks, the seal skins, and then I have several pairs of socks in different weights. I have these heavier ones and then lighter ones. I think I have 4 pairs of socks. Normally on a sheep hunt, I carry 2 pairs of socks. So I'm taking double. This one, I've never taken on a backpack hunt before. This is the burner. It will go smaller than this, but I'm not trying to overcompress it right now. Same with the sleeping bag. It's obviously on the list, but I haven't like stuffed it in the stuff sack yet. I am taking the 0 degree. It's gonna be cold, so I wanna be warm at night. But the burner jacket, I've never put on something warmer in my life than the burner jacket. This is going, because it's gonna be freezing. You're sitting there 14 hours a day. Sometimes it's windy and cold. It's also waterproof. I mean, I'm not gonna like sit in an absolute downpour in it. I would throw in my rain gear for that too, but this is waterproof and it is extremely warm. I can't say enough about the burner. I've got some lightweight waders for river crossings. Here's the Pro brush pant. These are those Vital Pro thermal bottoms I was talking about, and then here's just like some standard light merino bottoms. For shirts, I have a Vital Pro S1 long sleeve, and then I've got a couple of merinos. So I only have, I have 3 shirts. Normally when I'm sheep hunting, I carry 2, but I also have this thermal. I have a lot of clothes here, but I think it's worth it. I'm carrying it one time, 5 or 6 miles. It's not gonna be that hard. So what if my pack's 75 pounds? It's gonna make all the difference to be warm. I have several hats. I'm even wearing this bomber hat. I took this on my last brown bear hunt. So glad I did. Even this I'm just bringing for sleeping. I love having a nice beanie when I'm sleeping. And then a ball cap, mainly for the sun. Binos, taking 15s. Like I mentioned, I got the new Garmin L60i. Incredible, incredible piece of technology. And my tag. Is that it? Is that everything? That video went really fast. So yeah, this is what I'm taking on my brown bear hunt right here. It'll all go in a Kuiu pack with the largest bag, I think, what is that, like 7,800 cubic inches. So I'll easily fit all this stuff, and I do have to carry 15 days of food. We might have to go back for more. This hunt could go as long as 21 days. That's how long the season is, from May 10th through May 31st on the peninsula in Alaska, hunting a giant bear. Hopeful if we put in the time that we're gonna find a giant 10-foot bear, put an arrow in him.